How would you like to make rich, crumbly compost like this and have it ready to use in 14 days? Now you can when you try the amazingly fast composting method called the ComposTumbler. Already more than 250,000 gardeners are using this fast, easy way to better compost.
We've had our ComposTumbler around 2 years, and I love it. It makes compost much faster than any other method I've seen. Having more compost means that I have better flowers and plants. The ComposTumbler just gives me more time and more compost when I need it.
If you're still making compost the back-breaking old-fashioned way, with a messy pile and hard-to-handle pitchfork, stop. You don't need the mess, and you sure don't need the inferior quality compost. In open piles, the best part of the compost seeps into the ground under your compost pile. Take a look at the better way with the ComposTumbler. The ComposTumbler is easy to use. Just throw in your organic wastes, close the door, give it a few spins. There's no back-breaking work or heavy turning. Give it a few easy spins each day, and in just 14 days, you'll be ready to scoop out rich, dark, crumbly, ready-to-use compost. Here's the secret to this 14-day miracle. The ComposTumbler's drum has been carefully designed and proportioned to produce the perfect inner atmosphere that quickly builds a heat core. Daily tumbling allows the specially designed flights to lift and redistribute material inside the ComposTumbler. This allows the heat core to build up and guarantee decomposition. Screened vents in each side and in the door promote optimum airflow and the right amount of oxygen so that bacteria can quickly get to work turning organic matter into crumbly, nutrient-rich compost. Special screen vents in the door also allow excess moisture to seep out so your compost doesn't get all soggy and heavy. And here's another thing you'll really appreciate about the ComposTumbler. The heat core in your compost will get up to 160 degrees, hot enough to kill weed seeds. That's almost impossible with other composting methods.
Well, I'm in the business of selling plants and fruits and vegetables and just anything that I can get on this small acreage that I have here. And right away I knew I wanted that because I'd been playing with something that wasn't satisfactory at all before this. And this looked like the answer. I'd say it's probably tripled the amount of produce that I'm able to come out with and sell and market. This is a fantastic device, it really is.
There's just no better way to make compost than with a ComposTumbler. With open pits and bins, it can take up to 10 months to have finished compost. Plus, it's messy. It attracts flies, bees, and other unwanted pests, and it's back-breaking work. An enclosed compost bin isn't much better. Turning your compost in one of these is next to impossible. There's not enough room to use a pitchfork. Even special aerator tools don't work. And wait till you try to get your compost out. You almost have to lie on the ground to reach back to the bottom of the pile to scrape out what little bit of finished compost you have. But look how easy it is with the ComposTumbler. Every time you turn the handle, the organic materials are redistributed. A new heat core is built, and the mix is exposed to oxygen, an essential element for making great compost fast. To take out your finished compost, just remove the big roomy door and dump the compost into a cart. Some tumblers are made with oblong shapes. With this shape, the material just lies at the bottom end of the tumbler, making it impossible to get the proper airflow needed to create oxygen. When this happens, the material rots instead of turning into compost. With all the weight at one end, they're heavy and hard to turn. They can even be dangerous. As the mass inside shifts from end to end, the weight is off balance. When it finally shifts, it can make the tumbler flip too fast, out of control. That can't happen with the ComposTumbler. It gently tumbles and mixes the compost with ease. Drive cogs on the end caps make for balanced turning that's so simple gardeners of all ages can do it. Perhaps you've considered one of those rolling type composters. Some come with special bases. Others just tell you to roll them around the yard. They do roll, all over the place. This isn't easy. It's hard, especially on your back. Getting the compost out is hard too. This monster is just too bulky and heavy to lift and dump.
I'm the proud owner of a compost tumbler, which I purchased last year. It does such a wonderful job. Please find my order enclosed for another one. Thanks for making such a fine product.
I bought a compost tumbler and I love it. It's so easy to handle, plus I don't have to depend upon my husband to pitchfork the heavy compost. Thank you so much for your superb design and workmanship.
You too can be making compost this fast, easy way when you try it with a compost tumbler. This fabulous gardening machine comes in two sizes. The larger size holds up to 18 bushels of throwouts. That's nearly 6 30-gallon trash bags. The smaller compact size holds up to 9.5 bushels. That's 3 30-gallon trash bags of throwouts. And just look at all you can put in the compost tumbler. Grass clippings, leaves, spent flowers and plants, shrubbery and plant trimmings, kitchen scraps such as coffee grounds, eggshells, banana skins, and peels from fruits and vegetables. Plus you can compost shredded newspapers, fireplace ashes, sawdust, and so much more. Simply load your compost tumbler with all your organic throwouts. Give it a few spins every day, and in just 14 days you'll have dark, crumbly, ready-to-use compost, your very own garden gold. The compost tumbler will actually save you money. You'll have less trash to be picked up, and you'll never again need to buy expensive fertilizers and plant foods at the garden center.
When I got the information and literature from the Compost Tumbler Company, I immediately ordered it because I thought it would help me greatly. What I like most about the compost tumbler is that I can use all the residue from the yard, the garden, and the house to make compost. And it saves me from having to go to the store and buy commercial fertilizer, as well as it helps our environment without putting commercial chemicals into the runoff water. We take the tea that drips out of the bottom of the composter and cut it 10-to-1 and use it for a liquid fertilizer for our flowers inside and some of our garden vegetables. I would recommend the compost tumbler to anyone that is an avid gardener because of the amount of time it saves, the amount of money it saves from having to go buy commercial fertilizer.
You'll have all the fertilizer you need to give your garden a boost nature's way when you own a compost tumbler. Whether you're a master gardener or just getting into gardening, you'll love the difference compost can make. Compost builds humus in your soil, improving the soil structure, texture, fertility, and drainage. Compost can turn thin, sandy soil into a rich, hardy dirt that supports root systems. It turns hard, compacted clay soil into a crumbly, healthy loam that makes plants thrive. With better soil, you'll get bigger, better vegetables, more beautiful flowers, healthier, disease-resistant plants. Use your compost to mulch in your vegetable garden and flower beds. Use it to top-dress your lawn to produce a luxurious, dense green carpet of grass. With your continuous supply of 14-day compost, things will really turn around in your yard and garden.
The Florida soil is not all that good for growing things. You need more than the sandy soil we've got. So compost adds to that soil. When you use the compost, you're making better soil that can grow a better variety of flowers and plants. A good example is my rose garden. And you never saw such a crop of roses in your life. About twice a year, I dig around and I supplement compost in all of my rose bushes.
Your plants are only as good as what their roots get into, and if you've got good compost, as this device has produced, then shoot, you have nothing but good plants. The plants do fantastically well because they're rooting into the compost itself. My gosh, in a few weeks you've got yourself a perfect compost. That's what I want to see, real speed in getting that compost started into the plants.
See what this amazing gardening machine can do for you. If you order a compost tumbler now, you can use it in your yard for a full 30 days and see for yourself how fast and easy it is to make compost with a compost tumbler. That's enough time to make 2 batches of compost. Use it in your flower beds and vegetable gardens. Add it to your potting soil. Compost your lawn. Start to enjoy a more beautiful yard and garden. Plus, if you call within the next 2 weeks, you'll also get a compost thermometer, absolutely free, so you can watch the temperature in your compost tumbler soar up to 160 degrees. You'll also get this handy 16-page guide, How to Make Superior Compost, absolutely free. It's filled with great compost making tips. And that's not all. Right now you can get the compost tumbler of your choice at a special reduced price. Just choose the compost tumbler that's best for you. Both sizes sit on sturdy metal frames off the ground, so rodents and pests can't get at your compost. Both have an easy-to-use gear-driven handle that makes turning your compost a cinch. Both are made of galvanized metal in an attractive green color that becomes invisible in your yard. Plus, both come with a full 5-year warranty against any defects in materials or workmanship. Order your compost tumbler now and take advantage of big seasonal savings. If you have a large property or do lots of gardening, choose the original compost tumbler at the low sale price of only $389, and you'll save $97. If you garden on a smaller suburban lot, you may prefer the compact compost tumbler. Pay only $299. Don't wait. These savings won't be offered forever.
We purchased a compost tumbler approximately 2 years ago and have since bought another. It's worth its weight in gold. Brown gold. We are completely satisfied.
You'll be satisfied too. We're so sure we guarantee it. If after using your compost tumbler you aren't completely satisfied, you can return it for a complete refund of the purchase price. Don't keep waiting month after month to have finished compost for your garden. Use the compost tumbler and have finished compost in just 14 days. Call 1-800-880-2345 today and place your order now. Remember, if you order now, you get the free thermometer, the free book, How to Make Superior Compost, a guaranteed no-risk 30-day home trial, plus the big seasonal savings on your new compost tumbler. Call today.
If I had an acre, I'd probably have 2 or 3 of them.